Hi there guys, so I'm going to just do some more testing today, and while I'm testing I'm going to be working on the some HTV stuff, some heat transfer vinyl. So first of all, I hope you can hear me. You can, but that's good if you can hear me, because that will help. So we're going to look at the Cricut Design software. So let me switch over to that so you can see what we're doing, and we're going to start a new project. So what we're going to do, click this little add new at the top left hand side here, and it will ask, do you want to save what you're doing if you're currently doing something? And I kind of do, because I like that one, guns or glitter, something we made for another client the other day. Alright, and so now we have an empty design panel, and what we're going to do here is upload a image. So we're going to click on upload on the left hand column here, and we're going to go ahead and click upload and then browse, and then we're going to find the file that we have on our computer. Now, all my logos are stored in this directory here, and so now I'm going to look for the logo black. This one here should be good. So we'll have this one here. That's my second version of logo black. And let's just move this over here a bit. There we go. I'm going to open that up, and here is the Summers Made logo. And now at this point we can give it a name. So it's used the name of the file here, but we can change that to Summers Made Black logo, so it's easy to find later on. And then we're going to go ahead and click save in the bottom. Okay, and so there we are. Now it's brought that logo in. So when we now click on this logo and click insert into image, it's going to bring that logo in for us. So here's our logo. Now, one thing we had on the design of that logo is a square around the edge, and Cricut has decided, well, that square is going to be cut out in vinyl, and that's why if we look at this now, we've got this big square. But if we look over onto the left hand side, we'll see all the different elements of the logo, and we can then click on the do not show that square. This little eye is either see it or don't see it, and we can delete that, and then we can see the logo underneath. We can also highlight it and click delete, and it will delete that layer or that grouping of items as well, and so we don't need to worry about it too much. I'm going to zoom out now so we can see the whole logo. Down here we've got a little plus and minus for the zoom, and there we can see, maybe not that small, there we can see the whole area. And Control or Command and A is going to select everything. We can move it up into the top left hand corner, because I want to cut this 8 inches by 8 inches. So we're going to resize it down to 8 inches by 8 inches. So there we have it. And now, because we've resized it, we can zoom in a little bit more, and we can just make sure that everything looks like it's going to cut just fine, and in this case it all looks good. Now if I went ahead and click make now, it's going to do something pretty clever but also pretty annoying. By pretty clever, it's going to move everything so that it's all nicely in a line, and using a least amount of vinyl as possible. However, putting this back together and getting all these little petals in the right position is going to be a real pain. So before we do anything, where we want it to be laid out for our transfer sheet to go on exactly in the right position, we're going to want to select everything and then click on the attach area at the bottom here. Now we could group it. It is actually already grouped together, but grouping isn't going to allow it to be attached together for when we deal with the actual cutting board itself. So now when we click make it, you'll see that the cutting board is set correctly. So just wait for that to actually, there we go. So we can see now that cutting board is all in place, which is obviously what we want, because we don't want to create ourselves a little jigsaw area. So this is then going to cut this out of a piece of vinyl, 8 inches by 8 inches, and then we're going to weed out the areas that we don't want. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that, and then I'll come back to you in another Facebook Live once we have that ready.